Let's go into your stock picks for today. Gary, what are you choosing?
Okay, I'm going to go with Glencore. So Glencore, diversified miner, obviously very, very exposed to China. China, I think, probably a customer for just about every product that Glencore creates. So with the stimulus measures that we heard announced last week, this should be incredibly positive for Glencore as a stock. I actually put out the stock pick for the JSE recently. There we were saying buy at 86. It was just call it 86 and a half. If you look at the targets, there's a beautiful technical range that you can trade between 80, probably 80 and about 120. We're currently at 98 at the moment, but I still think there's some legs on this trade. Most of the big banks, the likes of RBC, have, this is obviously listed in London as well. They've got targets about £5.40. Deutsche has got a target of around £5. Stock at the moment closed today. I mean, we were buying it at £3.70, but trading at £4.29 at the moment. But I think there's still legs on this, and why Glencore versus like an Anglo-American or a BHP? I think one of the reasons is their marketing business, which does give it a little bit of a moat, because I suppose commodity companies just don't have moats almost by definition, or actually by definition. But the idea of them being a global commodity trader, they're a little bit more intelligent, I think, around the commodity exposure that they manage to get and the services that they manage to give, which gives a little bit more strength to the company overall. Not particularly expensive, but of course, great if commodities recover. It's going to be terrible if commodities turn around and decide to slide based on global growth concerns.
All right. JP, let's get to your stock pick for today.
So the Nazi, I'm picking a global stock pick, one that's listed in the US, but its operations are in Kazakhstan, of all places. The company's name is Kaspi, and a few years ago they were a financial services business, banking and loans, and then they diversified into payments, and they did very well in terms of taking people in Kazakhstan away from cash-based payments to cards and QR codes and peer-to-peer cell phone payments. Then they became quite dominant in the payments industry in Kazakhstan, and then they diversified into e-commerce, created a marketplace to link buyers and sellers of all kinds of products, almost like call it Takealot in South Africa. So what they have today is a whole ecosystem of financial services, of the marketplace, of payments, and they are the leading provider of these services in Kazakhstan. And a week or two ago, there was a short seller who came out saying very negative things about Kaspi, including that they allow Russians to use the platform and get their rubles out of Russia. The company has refuted that, and it does seem like it is so that the company does not allow Russians to do that. Maybe Russians that are in Kazakhstan, but not Russians that have rubles that are still in Russia. And that means that with the drop in the share price after the short seller, who I disagree with, you now have an opportunity to buy Kaspi at a very cheap price with very strong growth prospects and a very dominant position in these three lines of business in Kazakhstan. So that's my stock pick tonight.
Interesting. Thank you so much for your time and for your analysis today, gents. Much appreciated. That is all for tonight's Stock Watch. Thanks to our guest, Pierre Verster from Protea Capital Management and Gary Booysen from Rand Swiss. Up next, The Close. Stay tuned.